And podcast listeners, remember, the vice president under Barack Obama was Joe Biden. And now you have Joe Biden. The difference is, while Joe Biden is president, the person pulling the strings is Barack Obama with the same Obamacare, I own you because I own your health care mentality. And to prove this, to prove what the Obama administration and Fauci believe about your health care and how out of control the federal government is, we have a clip where Fauci was with Ted Koppel. You know, Ted Koppel was the guy on ABC News that had Nightline, and he had that terrible rug on his head. If you remember Ted Koppel, he's still around, but he had this rug on his head that was so awful. It looked like he killed a beaver and just threw it on his head. But here's Ted Koppel, who's interviewing Fauci, and Fauci says exactly the words that we all feared about Obamacare, except now it's 2021, and there is an emergency. We have that clip, and here it is.
One of the things that to me was most difficult to accept is that we put together a good plan for how we were going to try and dampen down the spread of infection early on, thinking that that was accepted by everybody. And then the next day, the president saying, free Michigan, free Virginia. I didn't quite understand what the purpose of that was, except to put this misplaced perception about people's individual right to make a decision that supersedes the societal safety. That, to me, is one of the things that I think went awry in all of this.
So, podcast listeners, if you were in the Tea Party, or if you observed the Tea Party in the late 2000s, and they were pushing up against Obamacare, they said Obamacare has no business in my household. This is my decision. It's my life. I'm an individual with individual rights pursuant to the United States Constitution. You now have a pandemic where you have the nation's highest health officer, Mr. Fauci, Dr. Fauci, who just said it's a misplaced perception that people's individual right to make a decision should supersede societal safety. So, in other words, he's saying it is a perception that is misplaced, that your right to make your own healthcare decisions no longer belong to you. They belong to the federal government. That's where we are. Go ahead.
I think Dr. Fauci has spent too much time at the Wuhan lab with people that think that way. That's not the way we do things here in America.
Hopefully he's not wearing Ted Koppel's beaver on his head too either. So